Hello chess lovers, let's have a quick look at another very interesting game played at St. Louis Champions Showdown. Liren is on the white side and Magnus Carlsen is playing with the black pieces. Liren started with knight f3, knight f6 by Carlsen, c4, white goes for English opening c5, knight c3 e6, g3, b6, bishop g2, bishop b7, white castles, a6, rook e1, d6, e4, bishop e7, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4. We see a normal development by both sides, positions which have been seen many times. Queen c7, bishop e3, knight d7. As you can see, the pawn on c4 is hanging, but of course capturing on c4 is always very dangerous. If, for example, queen takes c4, then rook c1 is very unpleasant. The threat is knight d5. If black castles, then anyways knight d5, winning a piece or the queen. Or after rook c1, if a move like queen b4, then a3, queen takes b2, white can play e5. If bishop takes g2, then e takes f6, bishop takes f6, knight a4, this queen is always misplaced. If queen a2, then rook c8 check, bishop d8, knight takes e6. If queen takes e6, then bishop g5 is winning. Or if f takes e6, then rook takes d8 check followed by queen takes d6. This is just crushing, black is losing. Let's go back. After bishop e3, we see knight d7, rook c1, rook c8, f4, queen b8. Now already the pawn on c4 is attacked, and at any moment black can bring the queen to a8 square, putting pressure on this diagonal. g4, a very ambitious decision by Liren, starting an attack on the king side, but on the other hand this is of course weakening white king. h5, counter-attacking white's king side. g5, knight g4, but now comes g6. Liren is trying to just destroy black's pawn chain. Rook takes c4, g takes f7 check, king takes f7, and bishop f1. The rook is attacked. Carlsen captured on e3, and after rook takes e3, he made a very important decision. Can you find his next move? Now look, if you play rook c8 for example, then white can play knight takes e6. If king takes e6, then queen b3 check, king f6, e5 check. This is just crushing, black is in trouble. If d takes e5, then bishop h3, black is losing. That's why Carlsen played a very strong move, rook takes d4, going for an exchange sacrifice. Actually, this is not the first time that Carlsen goes for this exchange sacrifice during this match. Getting rid of this dangerous knight. Queen takes d4, b5, a very strong move, the power of which Liren underestimated. At any moment, this bishop can jump to b6 square, creating dangerous threats. Rook g3, the pawn on g7 is now hanging, and bishop f6. Carlsen is setting up a very cunning trap, provoking Liren to play e5. Looks like e5 is just crushing, and yes, Liren took the bait and played e5. Now look, if d takes e5, then the knight on d7 is hanging. Or after e5, if bishop e7, then knight e4 is just crushing. There are so many threats. But after e5, Carlsen brought into life this fantastic idea, bishop d8, and white is in trouble. Liren played a desperate knight e4 move, but here comes bishop b6 and Liren resigned. This pin is just winning. Actually, instead of playing knight e4, queen d2 could still prolong the game, though after bishop b6 check, look at these bishops controlling these diagonals. Rook e3, rook d8, black has a huge advantage, and of course Carlsen could easily win this game. A very impressive game played by the world champion. He was just blitzing out Engine's first choice moves. Your comments and questions please, and thanks for watching. Good luck.